So in this video, we're going to talk about how do we reach out to those we don't yet know. There's a Greek word, xenos, which means the stranger, the alien, the foreigner. And throughout the scriptures, even in ancient times, God's love for the stranger becomes clearly evident. When choosing to bless Abram, God promised him, "I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." That's from Genesis chapter 12. God chose Abram not for an exclusionary blessing, but in choosing Abram, he was choosing all of humanity, including those not yet within his covenant. Later, within the Levitical laws, God's grace to the stranger seems quite remarkable. The scriptures say, "When a stranger resides within your land, you shall not do him wrong. The stranger who resides with you shall be to you as the native among you, and you shall love him as yourself, for you are aliens in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God." It's from Leviticus. Now, God established Levitical cities and cities of refuge as places for the stranger to find justice and mercy. Hospitality means loving strangers. A similar word, hospice, means a safe place. Our homes, our businesses, and our churches should become safe places for strangers to experience kindness and love. Is our community a safe place? Are we a safe place? If we don't have people we are trying to reach in our home, then they probably won't come to a Sunday service either. One of the most unique xenos stories was from Seattle. His name was Jason. Now, after watching ER at a friend's house back when George Clooney was still operating on the small screen, I stopped to fill up our car with gas about 11:30 p.m. on the way home. Now, since this predated the pay at the pump option, and of course the outrageous gas prices, I walked inside to pay the thin white guy with multiple earrings and scraggly hair, Jason by name. He was working the night shift. Now, making superficial conversation, I asked him how he passed the time working this night shift. He responded with, "I've been reading through the Bible." Now, I was caught a bit off guard. I asked where he had been reading. "I started in Genesis," he said, "and now I'm reading 1 Corinthians." He mispronounced the word, which gave me a clue that maybe this was a new experience for him. Intrigued and impressed that he had read so much, I asked him what he thought of his reading so far. He answered, "Well, there sure are a lot of Israelites." Well, once again, I was a bit stunned, and now I was almost positive all this was new to him. I asked him where he had gotten his Bible, hoping a friend of his was helping him understand what he was reading, as well as helping him know more about a relationship with Jesus. He answered, "I stole it from my friend's dad." His answer finally confirmed my suspicions. He had not been in the habit of reading the Bible before this season in his life. After introducing myself, I invited him to continue our conversation later in the week when he was off from work. I promised him that I would bring him a Bible, one that was easier to read, since he had been working his way through the King James Version of the Bible. As we sat together a week or so later, I asked Jason if he believed in God, and I will never forget his answer. "I never did," he said, "but now I know he is real because he is speaking to me through the Bible." Now, Jason, a stranger who worked at a gas station, soon became my friend. We talked a lot over the next several months. He was living with his girlfriend who was pregnant with his child. His wife, with whom he had a daughter, was now living with another guy, and she was pregnant with the other guy's baby. Honestly, I didn't know how to help him navigate his relationships. Should he divorce his wife to marry his girlfriend, or should he make things right with his wife? In the end, neither woman wanted him. They weren't interested in this new Jason. Whenever I think of meeting Jason as a stranger and then seeing the transformation in his life, I cannot help but think of the verse that says, "Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it." Now, granted, Jason, he would have been a fallen angel, but even so, meeting him and being allowed to play a small part in his life remains one of the most mystical and special experiences of our time in Seattle. So here's your next step. Who is someone you see often in your life that you can be intentional about getting to know? Perhaps a neighbor, a barista, a parent from one of your kids' sports teams. Look for ways to become a friend to a stranger. If you are engaging and inviting people into your home, if you're moving people from unknown to known, you'll be able to help your people do the same.